What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another episode of Player Ratings. Obviously, Tottenham lost 3-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday at the hands of Manchester United. And let's get straight into it. Let's start off with Hugo Laurice. We gave him a 6. I mean, he wasn't called into any action until the 50th, 60th, 55th minute, where he made his first save of the game from McTominay from outside the box. And then he really started to get busy with that Cavani shot, which he flapped and let Fred get in at the back post with an open goal. And then he made an absolutely world-class save from Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that was a great save.
Really was a great save. But the third goal, you could say he got beaten at his near post. Should have done a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, people keep criticising Laurice when he, like, for example, that first goal. Yeah, look, does he parry it to Fred? He does. But you got to look at where Cavani is. Cavani is literally just outside the 6-yard box. This is a world-class striker. It's going to be near impossible to like to even keep out the goal. I thought he did extremely well. Yeah, he could have look, and from that position where it was so close to him, just to keep out the goal, I think he does well. And it's like, I feel like he gets too much criticism for things like that. I don't think that was his fault, that first goal, because there's only so much you can do when you got a striker bearing down on you from 6 yards out. You just got to do something to keep out of the goal, and that's what he did. I think it's up to the defenders to clear that, get to the second ball and clear it. For the third goal, there's more of a case, although I think Greenwood as well was quite close to goal and had a lot of power on the shot. But yeah, someone like Laurice at the near post, he'll be disappointed with that, and he should have kept that one out. But it was a good piece of play from Greenwood. But other than that, I thought he did all right. He did pretty well with a lot of very good. All that save from Bruno, and there was a few other saves in there as well he made. So I don't think he had a terrible game, but he'll probably be disappointed with the goal right at the end. Yeah, but yeah, nothing to do with the Cavani header. Yeah.
Which moves on to Serge Aurier. We gave him a 4. He got a lot of license to go up and down the pitch, Serge Aurier, but he failed to impact anything going forward, to be honest. He really did. And I felt that second goal, he just got completely done by Cavani. Drifted in way too easily, man. How is he let Cavani just drift in there just so easily?
First goal as well.
Well, yeah,
first
right.
goal as well.
Both goals.
Yeah, both goals. Cavani runs off him, and it's great moving from the striker. But Aurier,
you've got to be doing better than that.
I think Aurier with a more switched on right back. We all know Aurier's never been defensively the strongest right back, and he has a tendency to switch off at times. It's no surprise that against a striker who has arguably the best movement in the Premier League, that he's going to be caught out a couple of times. That's exactly what happened with Serge Aurier. I thought in the first half he played quite well, but the more Pogba was out on that left-hand side, and Aurier, I must say, struggled badly to deal with him. Pogba was getting all sorts of joy, floating all around the pitch, and Aurier didn't know what to do with Pogba. And whenever Pogba got the ball, he couldn't get the ball off him at all, really. And despite an encouraging first-half performance, I thought he fell away quite badly, and he'd obviously lost Cavani for those 2 goals. And I thought it was, in the end of the day, a poor display, and didn't really, as you say, when he got forward, didn't really do much, wasn't able to make any dangerous moments in the box, so wasn't a great game for Aurier, but I thought he looked more comfortable than Tanganga did against Newcastle.
That's for sure. But look, let's move on. Eric Dier, we gave him a 4. There were some good moments and some bad moments from Eric Dier, and I felt that every time he did something good, something bad followed with Eric Dier. It was like he put in a brilliant block for Rashford in like the first 20 minutes, like a really, really good block. But then again, the goal that they scored that was disallowed where was Dier? Where was he? He just went completely missing.
That's what he was doing.
Oh my God!
Offside. I'm just going to stand here and wait for the offside flag, even though he's not offside.
And then he makes another really good block, and he does exactly the same thing for one of the goals. Just completely ball watching, letting his man go in, Cavani, I think it was. And
no, the second goal. You're talking about the second goal. Yeah. I don't think he could do well. You could have said.
No, I'm talking about the first goal.
Okay, it was still on the phone. Okay.
No, what I was talking about before was disallowed goal.
Oh, the disallowed goal was completely ball. That one, he didn't have his hand up.
No, I'm talking about the disallowed goal. Now I'm talking about the first goal.
Oh, right, yeah. So he got caught. Yeah, he did lose his man for both of those. Yeah, the disallowed goal, that was a warning sign because he completely let Cavani run in his blind side, not knowing again, ball watching. Yeah, you're right. 100% right. And then the second goal, that's when he had his hand. The first goal, that's when he has his hand up, waiting for the offside flag. He's like, I'm just going to wait here and hope he's offside.
And the third goal. It wasn't fully his fault, the third goal, but just static defending, man.
The third goal, he was watching Pogba, Aurier, but if he had more presence of mind, he would have dropped back a couple yards and blocked it, but he didn't. I must say, it was an absolute pinpoint cross from Greenwood right on Cavani's head. So you got to give props to that cross because it was really inch perfect for Cavani. But yeah, look. Dier, for every good moment, there was a bad moment. I completely agree. I remember there was one really good pass into Sonny in the first half, really good long pass.
He was pinging them out. Where
Sonny could have done better. I think he did look more comfortable on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. He also made a crucial block when Pogba did that back heel right in the 6-yard box.
Yeah,
he blocked
no,
it
that's
from
what
going
I mentioned,
in.
yeah.
No, you mentioned that one and the Rashford one. 2 blocks.
No, 2 blocks. Rashford one and the Pogba one, yeah.
Yeah, so he made a couple of good blocks. So he had some good moments, but again, when it really mattered, he let himself down yet again. And that's what we keep saying about Dier. Plays really well, but then has those moments where he lets himself down. And it happened yet again with Eric Dier. So no surprises at all with the performance.
Which moves us on to Joe Rodon. We gave him a 6. I personally believe it could have been a 7 this game. I thought Joe Rodon was really good. I thought he was the most comfortable defender on the night. I thought he did very little wrong. And I think that he's our best performing centre-back at the moment.
Yeah, I think it was a solid game. I do think as well he's not as much as Dier, but also culpable for the equaliser because he also is just standing there with his hand up, which infuriates me. How can you do that when the guy ain't offside? If you're going to do that, you have to be 100% sure that the player you're calling for offside.
Even if the guy's offside, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, especially with VAR.
Even if you
around.
think in your 100% mind, because there's always that chance.
Exactly.
Always that chance.
It's ridiculous that we're a top team. And there we have defenders in the penalty area just holding their hand up for offside when the guy's there putting the rebound in when you could have got to the second ball. And I think Rodon has to take responsibility for that. I think overall he had a good game. I do think at times he struggled with Cavani's movement as well. Maybe not as much as Dier, but he did struggle. But I did think he was the better of the two centre-backs and ultimately didn't have that bad a game. And I thought, especially in the first half, very, very competent display. So it was okay again from Rodon. And again, if he has a more competent partner with him, maybe we'd see a better Rodon.
All right, let's move on to Sergio Regulon. We gave him a 4. Another poor display from Regulon, to be fair, and I think he's having a really bad moment at the moment, which is really hard to take, to be honest, because he was one of the shining lights of the first half of the season. I thought defensively he was found wanting a lot in this game, similar to the Newcastle game, and going forward, he was getting forward quite a bit, but just no quality at all. Going forward, and for the goal, Greenwood's goal, he just got breezed past. It's absolutely breezed past. Yeah,
got nutmegged for Greenwood for for the second goal he got nutmegged.
Yeah, for Greenwood's goal he just got
Greenwood's goal he got completely breezed past. For the second goal he got nutmegged. Bruno nutmegs him, and then Greenwood was able to get the cross. And I thought he actually dealt with Rashford pretty well, to be fair to him, when Rashford was on the pitch. I agree with you. In possession, he was really sloppy, really haphazard, and it was really like those headless chicken moments he had at the beginning of the season, where he kind of got out of that moment and became more composed and had better quality on the ball. And we saw his crossing ability is fantastic and stuff like that. He kind of again was he seemed very eager to impress again yesterday, and he was kind of all over the place when he was on the ball. His passing was very inconsistent, very sloppy. Wasn't able to find.
I think it was consistently bad, to be fair, his passing.
Yeah. Defensively, though, I thought when Rashford was on the pitch, he was okay. I thought he dealt with Rashford well. Rashford seemed pretty anonymous, but when Rashford got taken off for Greenwood, Greenwood got a lot of joy out of him. It was a good substitution from Ollie. Greenwood was able to go on the inside or the outside. Regulon didn't know how to deal with him, and for the last 2 goals, Regulon has to take a lot of responsibility for them. And I understand what he was doing for the third goal, because you can't let Greenwood onside onto his left foot. He's so lethal, so he kind of shows one to his right, but then he made it too easy for him and gave him too much space. And then Greenwood goes on his eyes, are you going to let me on my right? I'm going to have a shot. And he did have a shot and was able to bury it. And that was poor defending. And it also got nutmeg for the second goal. So another poor outing, unfortunately, for Reggie.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, we gave him a 5. I thought he was battling away all afternoon, pretty much by himself in the middle of the park there. I thought he tired massively as the game was wearing on, and you could see that in the third goal where, he just couldn't keep up, could he? So, I mean, Højbjerg, we're used to much better performances from him, but he just tired as the game wore on, and that's probably because of how many games he's played this season.
I don't know. Look, maybe, but I thought some of his passing as well, especially when we were losing, was really poor. That was really frustrating. Like when we need quality into attacking players and to create space, like he tries to pass forward and it keeps getting continually intercepted, which was a frustration. Yeah, he got completely done for that third goal by Pogba. Pogba was absolutely phenomenal, I must say. Every time he got the ball, he really showed what he's about. And he's obviously, we know he doesn't consistently do it, but yesterday he really turned it on. And Højbjerg, whenever he got close to him, struggled to deal with him, and I thought a few times he was quite good up against like Bruno and McTominay, but I think by and large he struggled, and that wasn't the best display. I don't think he was the worst player by any stretch, but wasn't the best display by Pierre.
Yeah, which moves us on to Tanguy Ndombele. We gave him a 6. I was impressed with Tanguy in the first half. I thought he was always trying to get on the ball, always trying to make stuff happen, always trying to press. I mean, he was probably our most progressive player on the pitch on the day. But second half, he didn't really come out to play, and I thought he really tired quite quickly in that second half.
Yeah, look, I thought when they were in a 4-3-3 in the first half, him, Tanguy, Højbjerg and Lo Celso looked really good. Like I was happy
there
with
were moments, yeah.
In the first half, I thought not really good, but like it was better. It was right. Like I thought they were linking up well. I thought the structure was decent. I thought Tanguy many times was tracking back and making good tackles on Pogba and stuff like that.
And there was that brilliant pass into Kane, which led to the goal.
Exactly. And I thought it was working fairly well. I thought he was like at times he was toying with McTominay and Fred. He got them both. Like he got McTominay booked early on in the game. Like I thought he was really striking his stuff. And in the second half, I don't know what changed, but it seemed like Lo Celso drifted wide again, and I felt like he wasn't getting involved, and that meant Tanguy had more space to cover. And then we moved Tanguy forward, and he was tiring a lot quicker. And like, he had moments to burst into space, and he like kept tripping over himself, and he kept allowing Fred to get back on him, and then ultimately led him to be taken off for Lamela. But I thought again, a lot of potential in the first half, and I was really happy with him. I thought he was playing really well, but it didn't last for a long enough time, unfortunately. But I think he should have kept with a 4-3-3, Mourinho. I don't know why he decided to change it if like he did, and that was a big source of frustration.
Yeah, which moves on to Lucas Mora. We gave him a 5, starting on that right wing, back on that right wing position, and back to those kind of performances again, because I felt that. Look, in the first half, I thought he was giving the ball away quite a bit in the beginning when we were trying to start attacks and what have you, breaking down attacks quite often early on in that first half. He did get the assist for our goal with a nice square pass for Sonny, but then in that second half, I felt he was tiring like a lot of our attacking players.
Yeah, Lucas was okay. I didn't think he was that bad. I actually thought he was all right on the wing. I did think there were a few moments where like he's running down blind alleys like we've seen him do before.
Standard Lucas Mora.
Yeah, that's a bit of frustration. Like you play it down the line and he like runs towards the corner flag as if like he's getting somewhere, and I'm like, you're not getting anywhere, Lucas. Like do something. However, he did get the assist. It was a good assist for the goal. Good presence of mind to play the ball across the face of goal. And I thought a few moments he did look threatening on the United back line. But I think he does look a bit better in the centre. I think when he's charging right through the heart of the defence, and he's harder to stop when he's doing that, as opposed to when he's doing it from a wider position, he's a lot easier to manage. You just get players over and you can stuff him out. So that was a bit frustrating. But I did think, especially in the first half, we did look better when we had Lo Celso in the centre, Lucas on the right for me, because I think Lo Celso looked more at home. So I understood it, but it didn't quite work for the 90 minutes.
Yeah. Look, let's move on. Giovanni Lo Celso, gave him a 4. It's a mixed bag from Lo Celso, because I thought in the opening exchanges he looked really good, and I thought he was linking up well with Tanguy, putting in some really good sliding tackles to win us back possession in that middle of the park, and I thought he played a few nice passes as well. But it was mixed in there with quite a few sloppy moments as well, and I think that if you're going to play that role, Giovanni, I think that he needs to kind of impact the attack a lot more than he did. And, ultimately he had a bad performance. Ultimately he tired a lot in that second half. But he's got to be impacting the game more. And I think that the opening exchanges were good and positive from him, but I think that he vanished out the game quite quickly after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he was bright at the early point. I thought they were playing like a 4-3-3. Like Tanguy had a chance to go forward, then Lo Celso went forward, and they'll take it in turns. And I thought that was good, and I was liking that. And I thought he was playing some good passes to the fullbacks and in behind and stuff like that. You're right, there were a couple of sloppy moments as well in that early period, but I thought he was actually knitting the play play quite well together, and I thought him and Tongi were working well. But yeah, once the second half came around, he tired very, very quickly. He was becoming very quickly anonymous on the pitch, and was rightfully taken off. Whether Sissoko was the right pick is another question. I would argue no. I don't think it was, because at 1-1 we needed more energy going forward, and to bring on Sissoko at that point was a backward step. But I think Lo Celso was rightfully probably taken off at that point. Look, since he's come back from injury, haven't quite seen the best of him just yet.
Which moves us on to Heung-min Son. We gave him a 6, obviously grabbing the goal to put the ball into an open net. I thought he was providing positively for the team. I did think he was working really hard for the team, getting back in defensive positions, trying to start attacks as well. But look, I think that he should be testing the keeper more than he is, and he should be providing more attackingly than he is.
Yeah, I think Son. By
the way, that's his first goal since February.
Yeah, it's his first goal, I think, since West Brom, I believe, which is a while ago. I did think he actually looked decent, Sonny. I think a lot of the times he's got the ball in dangerous positions, but he's just got no support. He's got like 3-4 defenders around him, and he's like asked to do it all by himself. And literally, he's got no support for him to create space for him, and it's just so easy to snuff him out. And that was one of the most frustrating things yesterday from Sonny's point of view. I think obviously he got that chance at the back post. Good creating space for himself and going behind the defender on the blind side, which was good. But I felt like he was very frustrating. That not from him, just from a point of view that from a tactical setup, he wasn't allowed to create space. He did have that chance as well in the second half where he forces Dean Henderson to a good save, a shot into the near post, which was unlucky. He could have got a goal there. And I think a few of his corners as well in the second half created a few opportunities for us. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But I did think he was our brightest attacker, Sonny.
Oh, for sure. Let's move on to Harry Kane, the last of the starting 11. We gave him a 5. Obviously, with a lovely back heel to feed in Lucas Mora, who squared it to Son for the goal. Was it? Well, kind of.
Round the corner, wasn't it? A flick round the corner for Lucas.
Flick, shall I say? Flick. That kind of fed in Lucas Mora to square it to Sonny for the goal. But apart from that, I thought, similar to Son, he was just feeding off scraps because he had literally no service whatsoever. I mean, he was trying, but it wasn't like the Kane performances of old where, he's absolutely dropping deep, looking for the ball all the time, making stuff happen, countless amount of shots. I mean, he didn't do that. I think what he did do well was defending from corners. I mean,
great defending from corners.
He was brilliant at defending from corners. I mean, he headed out about 4 of them. But look, I think he was fighting a losing battle yesterday, especially in that second half, because he just literally had no service whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think in the first half we did see him dropping deep quite a bit, and I thought he was playing quite well in the first half. I thought he was causing Man United problems. He was looking for those through balls in behind to Sonny a few times, and although they didn't come off, he was looking to cause havoc in the United defence, and obviously heavily involved in the first goal really well. Second half, I thought he wasn't really dropping deep though in the second half. I felt like he was sticking up front. He was sticking, trying to have us a point of reference to go on the counter attack. But I thought he just unfortunately fell a bit anonymous in the game. He did have one shot in the second half, which
lob.
Not the lob. He cut inside Wan-Bissaka and
saved with his legs.
Yeah, he tried to catch Henderson out in the near post, and it nearly worked. But it was another good save from Henderson to prevent the goal there. That was really the only real opportunity he had in the whole second half, which was frustrating for him. Which he did make himself, and he did look sharp doing it, but it wasn't enough really. And I don't think it's totally his fault again that he wasn't involved enough, but he wasn't. And again, it goes to the way we're set up, and we're not set up to get the best out of him. And although he's brought himself to another level this season, Mourinho takes a lot of credit. I think a lot of the time when he's anonymous and we don't have players around him, he can struggle to impact the game. And it was another example of that yesterday.
Substitutes: Moussa Sissoko came on for Giovanni Lo Celso with half an hour to go. We gave him a 5. I mean, he came on because we needed to regain a presence in midfield there, because we were kind of faltering in that second half. At 1-1, he comes on. The game finishes 3-1 to Man United. So, I mean, it's the same old story. Every time we bring on Sissoko and the whole game plan just falls apart. I mean, how many times has that happened this season?
Yeah, no, I read a tweet. Yesterday saying, how many times have we seen Spurs chasing a game with Sissoko and Højbjerg as our pivot? How many times has that happened? So many times. And that is awful management. I must say, that is awful management, because you only have Sissoko and Højbjerg there to shore up the performance, to shore up the result, to make sure that you definitely don't concede. But the fact that it's happened so many times, that we've brought on Sissoko
more with them on the pitch than off the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened so many times where we've had them on the pitch chasing a game where it's so counterproductive. It's so counterproductive to have Sissoko on the pitch partnered with Højbjerg when we need a goal. It's extremely counterproductive. There's no wonder that whenever it happens, we never get the goal, because who's creating? Who's there to build up the play? Unfortunately, we just don't have it. I understood the theory behind bringing on Sissoko. He wanted more energy in there because Pogba was having a field day. I'm not going to deny that. He was having an absolute field day. He needed bodies in there. But for me, the solution wasn't to get more energy in there. It's to have more possession of the ball. Get players get the ball on the ground and have Ndombele and Højbjerg and another attacking midfielder with more energy on the possession to keep Man United away from the ball. It wasn't to just allow Sissoko on the ball, because it just meant as soon as we conceded, it was game over.
I would have preferred to see Winks come on than Sissoko.
Honestly. And that was another big source of frustration yesterday, bringing on Sissoko. And I also thought he was he wasn't awful off in terms of covering the ground. But
anymore. He just doesn't do anything anymore.
His passing is just horrific, man. There was so many times where he's in the middle of the park and he's just sloppily giving it away, and it's just such a lack of quality. And yeah, look, Mourinho, man, it's just the fact that we have Sissoko and Højbjerg chasing the game so often is a massive alarm bells for me.
I mean, Sissoko had a passing accuracy yesterday of 70%.
He was only on the pitch for half an hour.
He was only on the pitch. First of all, he's only on the pitch for half an hour, and second of all, he's only playing these short passes, square passes.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
And he can't even do that.
The other substitutions were Lamela came on for Ndombele in the 78th minute, and Bale, who came on for Lucas in the 82nd minute. I mean, both of them didn't really have enough time.
I think Lamela added a bit of something, but wasn't enough. Obviously, he put in that corner, I believe, which when we hit the post, I think that was Lamela.
Yeah.
And that was a good corner, but yeah, look, what am I going to say? That would have been an own goal anyway. And Bale, didn't have enough time to do anything, didn't get involved in the game, and it's another frustrating thing with Bale. More another game and of the loan spell gone for him.
Now, Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
His time at Tottenham is, in my opinion, it's got to be coming to an end. It feels like it's coming to an end, doesn't it?
It does with the way things are going, the football we're playing, the squad harmony, Kane looking to leave, just the way we went out of Europe.
Contract.
Kane, Son looking depressed and stalling on the contract. Look, nothing points positively at the moment. There's nothing at the moment that points to him improving any situation at this current time. I saw, midway through the season, there have been at times this season where I could see the vision, but at the moment it's falling apart, and you can't deny that. That's the reality of the situation. It's all falling apart, and he has to take a lot of responsibility for that, because with the attacking players we have, yes, the defence is bad, and we can all agree on that. Defence definitely needs massive upgrades, and when you want to push for big things like titles, this defence is never going to win you a title. We can all agree on that. But with the attacking talent and with the midfield talent that we have, Lo Celso and Ndombele, Son, Kane, Bale, Lucas, all these quality players, you can't be looking so abject on the ball as we are. You can't. You just can't. And however much you want to blame the defence, you can't play attacking football. These kind of players build up. I'm sorry, we can't be looking so abject creatively and on the ball as we are when we have these kind of attacking players, and when we have Son in these dangerous positions and he's got no support, he's got no one near him, he's got no one to play off. When you've got Kane looking so isolated, when you've got Ndombele and Lo Celso, I know they look good in the first half, but like in the second half when they're not allowed in a position to allow themselves to play football, I mean, Mourinho's got to take a large responsibility for that, and he has to, and that all comes down to him. And if we didn't make a lot of defensive mistakes, and if we were able to hold on to a lead, we would be comfortably top four, yes. But on the same token, if you could get these attacking players to score, to be more creative, and to get into position to score more goals, we wouldn't have to hold on to so many leads. And that is a big failing of Mourinho. And at the moment, with this squad, he has to be doing a lot better than he is. This squad is not a 7th or 8th place squad. So at the moment, you have to say Mourinho hasn't done the best with what he's got.
Yeah, no, look, I completely echo all your thoughts and completely agree. But that is our player ratings. Let me know your player ratings in the comment section below. Look out for our rest of our content today, which will be the 5 takeaways and a bit of a Tottenham update for you as well. And then tomorrow we'll be going live with the I forgot what it's called. With the Hot Spar with John Cooper and Sim going head to head yet again. But yeah, that is it from us today for the player ratings. Let me know your player ratings in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
come on you Spurs.